Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 7. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report that has plenty of news, some updates on yield nodes in particular here as we went to see them in the Decenomy hub this week. So we saw Dima, we saw Andy, and also we had a long discussion with Woods on what is to come. A lot of it is confidential, so obviously we cannot disclose everything that we have heard, but it's very interesting details that is coming out of there. We also saw some of the details that the boys are working on, which is not publicized yet and will be coming in the near future. All of it looks very promising. And on top of this, we're obviously going to have a look into our trading robots. We made a new video, so for the Money 3EA, that has gone through a couple of different difficulties. We found something new on the trading that we didn't know about the robot, and we made a video on it this week. So that seems to also take the interest of a lot of people. On top of this, good things are to come on the profit retriever, and obviously plenty of other news and information when it comes to all our projects. So let's go through them one by one as usual. And we start off with our friends at Yield Nodes here. Again, 5%. You will only get that credited to your month of March, and that will happen only in early April. Now, I mentioned here in the beginning that we went and we saw Woods in particular, so wanted to have a bit of feedback, information, what is actually going on, what is the team working on, because we know he's been traveling quite a bit, or at least we know that he's been traveling quite a bit, trying to sort some of all these things out, getting new businesses in, getting new investors. So we went there just to see him, just to get some information on how exactly are we progressing, how fast are we progressing, and also what are the other staff doing here. They are definitely not running away, we can confirm that. We have seen a lot of things behind the scenes that they're working on, different types of websites. We also saw that there was a lot of information regarding new staff coming in. Obviously, this can be staff all around the world, but a few of them will also be coming here to Malta. We saw some of the workstations that was actually set up, and we did a short little 1-minute movie here, also again showing the offices. We have to apologize a bit for the sound because it's absolutely awful here. It's done on the phone, but the acoustics in the Yield Nodes hub is really, really bad. Hi, Bo here, and I'm at the Decenomy hub here today, just popping in just to see the guys, and there's a few of them around here today. Dima is here, so together with Andy and also Woods. And I'll just take you around, so to have a look at the hub itself. So here's the playground itself. So the machines are not really set up, not everything is sorted out here yet, but definitely they're getting there. So this is now half and half, where they spend time in the Decenomy office and the rest of the time they are here at the hub. And there's constantly meetings being held here, so definitely things are moving forward. And you will also see here that they are hiring a few people here now and getting ready to set them up with printers, computers, laptops, so on and so on. And that's actually going to happen in this magic room in here. And these are the new people going to be sitting over there. And then from here on, more and more staff will be coming in to the hub. So as you can see, the office is still very much open. So most of the guys that was there at the time was in a meeting, so with another client here also, while we were taping this. So they definitely are there, I can confirm that. But let's move on and let's have a closer look at what else Yield Nodes has to offer at the moment. It's coming to an end now here with the claim percentages. We are getting very close to the 75, which is basically coming at the end of March. And at the moment, we still see some of the things in the 30% mark or 29 because they have not been just refreshed or updated. So within the platform itself, each user has to do that. So small little changes on the available sales that you can go in and basically take over part of the other Yield Nodes investors that wants to get out. That is certainly an option in here. even for them, it sounds like there will be some news coming in the next weeks or months to come here. So based on Woods, but obviously, hopefully we will see that a lot of these claims is going away. Everybody is getting their confidence back with yield nodes, and we can move on and start seeing some good progress and good percentages again. Now, we don't see any major change here with the Decenomy coins. We know it creates or it needs a volume in order to basically start kicking up and start getting back to the same levels as we've seen before. Both yield nodes and ourselves here, we are keeping all the coins that we have in here, and most of them is either being staked or also, like we do here on iHost MN, shared masternoding. So let's have a look and see what the different coins have done. SAPP, Sapphire coin, it looks like the return on the investment on the platform itself has gone up by 6-7%. So return on the investment per year, that is. And that has basically produced about, let's see, 2.5% on the SAPP Sapphire coin. So that is not too bad, and in the rough area of where we have seen it in the past. Overall coin development is still very much the same. So last week it was at 77% in minus, that is, and coin development this week is at minus 76. So only very minute and small changes, and you can't really see that on the graph here. And also if you go to Birake, the crypto exchange, very little movement at all on these coins at the moment. Everybody is sitting and waiting for the next things coming out of yield nodes and Decenomy. PNY, pretty much, if you go there, there's no trading at all on this one. So the return on the investment per year is last week about 63%. This week is up 64%, so slightly positive sign, but that's pretty much it. And on top of this, again, about 3.5% is also here. So what we have made on PNY, and overall 960% so far is great. But it doesn't really help much when the overall coin development is only up by about 2%. Last week it was in minus 94, now it's about minus 92. So definitely going the right way, but we don't think that this has any major impact right now. The graph is here and looks very flat, and as we said, there's not really any trading on this particular coin at the moment at all. The last one is Birake, which is also the exchange and the coin here. And we can see the return on the investment per year has also changed. So means that last week it was 156%. Now it's down to 152. But overall, we are still getting about 6-7% on that per week, which is not too bad. Overall coin development has gone the wrong way again. Last week it was minus 13. Now it's down to minus 20. And we believe that it will still move in that particular area for the next many weeks. And the graph itself looks like this. It had a correction, so in previous weeks, and after that, the coin is still descending a bit, as you can see here, and that might continue in the next couple of weeks. Now, Bitcoin is a different matter, and we saw last week that Bitcoin basically dropped all week long, and we ended up somewhere around the 22,700 mark when we did our last news report. Since then, it was dropping and then trading sideways for most part of the weekend. And then in the last couple of days, things have really started to move. And we saw on Wednesday now that the price is up past 24,000. So at the moment, at the time we are shooting this video, it was at 24,620. So definitely a good and positive development. And you can also see the volumes below here. Past 20,000, so on the buy side. Elevate Pass, not much to say about this one. Still no profits in there. We can see in the different social media, people are still asking if this is running. It is. We have still some advertising that we run also on Elevate Pass, and we are getting something out of that. But obviously the main part here that people wants to see is some percentage every single week. Now, last week and the weeks before, we tried to reach out to Raphael, the CEO, to understand exactly what it was he wanted to tell us and inform us about when it comes to the CoinFriend Portal. We understood that there was new things to come. We haven't seen anything yet, and obviously we are very interested to see if this is coming, when it's coming, and what it's going to mean to all the users. But unfortunately, no news as of yet. We will keep putting the pressure on and get some information as quickly and soon as possible. Trillant platform is going well. It's trickling over quite nicely. So obviously it is a set and forget, almost very passive income here. One of the things is obviously that you can stake these coins. You stake the TRI coin and you get it out in Trill, which is a stable coin at the end of the day. You have the short-term one, which they call 4, 9, and 26 weeks. And all of these over that period of time, you either get 1.5% for 4 weeks, 3.5% for 9 weeks, and 11% for the 26 weeks. That is divided out and paid on a weekly basis, and then you can reinvest that afterwards, making even further percentages. Now the one for the 52 weeks is the long-term one, and that is the yield of 50%, where you can also restake when the coin price is higher, and obviously we're going to have a closer look at that again. Nothing major has happened in this particular week, but as we mentioned also in last week's news report, 1st of March makes some changes where the new Trill coin should be available. We still have yet to confirm this, and that means that people might not sell the TRI anymore and the price itself will go up. Now, part of what you are staking here, you can actually also put in a bit of fresh money, more than $500 if you do so. Stake it on the 52-week on the long term, and then upload that information. So to the Trillant platform, you will be part of the $1 million raffle, and you can win a luxury sports car. This has been going on since December and will continue to move on also here for February, and most probably also somewhere in March, but we take 1 month at a time. Also here again, we have to tell you that there's still a minimum in February of what you can take out on the platform itself. At the moment, it's still the value of $10,000 over the 2 exchanges that currently have 3 in there. 1st of March, which means we are only a couple of weeks away here. Everything will be unlimited, and as I just mentioned before, we're also waiting and hopefully can confirm by next week that the Trill stablecoin here will also be released on the same platforms, and you can actually get them exchanged over to USDT, or you can exchange them over to fiat money. Now, having a closer look at the xt.com, which is one of the 2 exchanges, so that takes 3 at the moment. And we can see that it's pretty much at the same level. The little black dot you have on the side here is where we left it last week. And after that, there was actually a bit of a buy zone up to a volume of 10 million here. So the price went up. After that, we saw it was coming down again and then trading sideways. So far, it is slightly up from last week, and that is definitely good news, even though the percentage on the increase is very, very small. Same thing also happened here with the coin store. Again, this is just the yellow dot. You can see where we left it last week. Also here we saw a bit of a spike in the price, which was great, of course. And after that, it came down again and traded sideways, and that's where we find it right now. So at 0.00249, so still very much lower than where we want it to be. But we do think that we will see some changes in here where people no longer is going to be so eager to buy it up because they also have the option of Trill. But we have to wait and see exactly how the markets react on it. Solar Kingdom, we mentioned here that we have put Solar Farm 1 and 2 on the side here, basically putting everything over into Solar Kingdom, slowly but surely. We can see the TVL for that particular platform at the moment is at 92. And we're going to make some comparisons in the next couple of weeks so you can follow it a bit closer. The value that we have put in so far is actually in the green circle here, and you will see that is 0.9 BNB at the moment. And that also gives us an allowance of, in the yellow circle here is 2.7, means that is basically what we can take out of the platform again, 300%, which is definitely not bad. And then you have the red circle, which is our reactor value. And since we are basically rebuying or restaking, whatever you want to call it in here, we are now having a reactor value of 1.14, and that was from the original 0.9. So it's going quite well, and at the moment we are looking at around 4% per day for this particular platform, which is not too bad. And obviously the other two platforms, we also got a bit of money out of that one. Now it's time to make use for the Solar Kingdom. On top of the Solar Kingdom, you have the Solar Frenzy here also, and the last one is in the game again, where the you play a bit of a chicken. Last one to put a bit of money in is the one that wins the pot, plus the one that actually put the most money in. And the last rewards here was 17.82 BNB, which is quite high, not the highest we've seen. That has been over 50, but definitely that is a good income for a little game. And if you look at the BNB versus USDT, obviously you can see that that is already up at 320. It's basically where we left it last week, even though it dropped so below the 300 mark. So over the weekend where we had a big sale. And then after that, it has followed Bitcoin basically from Wednesday and onwards. So we were back up where we were last week. We also have some news, and a new video is out, and that is the one for the Money Tree EA. This is the one we are currently testing. We have now done that for 3 weeks, and we did this particular video here because we found a couple of secret strategies that was in there that we didn't really know about, how the robot would react. It has been in quite a few drawdowns on some of the different currency pairs, and that is normally the best way to see and test what exactly is happening. Obviously, yes, we like the percentages, we like the profit in here, but we also like to understand very much how exactly this EA is trading. You can find more about that. We will have the link in the description below as usual. Now, despite all this, we still saw some profit from the Money Tree for week 6, and the Blaze Broker came in at $98 or 0.98%, so which was definitely below what we expected. IG Broker did a bit better here, so $130 and 1.31%. So all in all, it's not too bad. We are past the $220 mark and over 2% if you join the two. But obviously each account here is $10,000 each, what we are trading in on at the moment. So very low percentages, but we'll have to see if we're going to adjust the lot size later on. And you can find more about this on our website. If you go there on High Tech Investment, you will find 2 links. And these are for FX Blue link. You have one for Blaze for that broker, and you also have for the IG, and you can compare them. And this is what it's going to look like when you click the links. The Blaze broker and the graph itself, you can see in here. You can also see exactly what currency pairs have been traded. And you can go into more details. You can both see the closed trades, the open trades, and how it's been doing on a daily basis, weekly or monthly basis, whatever you want. So you can go and have a play around with that. IG Broker, very similar graph. So obviously last week was a bit better on this particular one. Again, you can see which trade it has done. You can see the monthly profits also here. On the other broker, it was 8%. On IG here, it's about 7%, and this is the calculated one at the moment. We would expect it to be a bit higher, somewhere around the 10-15%, but again, this is trading, so it's not something you can really calculate down to the last digit. It all depends on the market development. And the market development has been very good, particularly here for the profit retriever. That has done very well, and also all the new signals we have. We are even spending a lot of time at the moment tweaking some of the signals that are not doing so well. And when I say they are not doing well, that means that they might only produce 5 or 6% per month. We are trying to tweak them up to make sure that that we get a higher profit, and that's not only done by lot sizing. A lot of times we have found out now testing this robot over long periods of time that we can actually increase a lot of the profits and the stability without even touching the lot size. And we will do some videos on that in the future. So stay tuned to the channel for these. Now our profit retriever robot, we have put it in portfolio trading. And as you will see here, that portfolio trading is actually quite old now, 335 days. We are coming up to the 1-year mark since the profit retriever was actually released. You can see the net profits was 1,800. This was back in March, where we had a very short period of time, I believe less than 10 days since we released the robot. And then we did some testing, and then we put it on the accounts. And some of these accounts are still very much alive, as you can see. We have added a lot more to it since then, about 23 in total. And it has gone up to more than 10,000 per month, and then more to 20. And we have seen now in January, we just passed $30,000 for one particular month for this entire portfolio, which is absolutely incredible. And at the moment, you can see February is looking not too bad. We are in the middle of February here, and we have already made more than 17,000. So it's going quite well. Going quite well is also the top 5 EAs, and there is something to relate to compared to last week of week 5, where we also saw low profits on the top 5. Normally we can see they make maybe 1,000 or 2,000 at a time. And it seems like at the moment, all the EAs is pretty consistent. They are doing quite well, most of them. And even Aussie Japanese, which is definitely the one that has produced the best numbers in the last couple of weeks, comes in at 10%. And then you have the Aussie 200 index at 7.7. And another index here is the US 30, also doing well with 5.8. Australian US dollars is definitely up there at the moment, definitely moving at 5.5%. And then we have the second index that we also introduced, which is working on different lot size and different principles than the other US you saw up on the list, which is called US 2 here. And still that one is also doing well, 4.5%. So overall, the top 5 did 3,346 or 6.7%. Now, all of the EAs in total actually made around 6,300 for last week. And that means the top 5 stood for about 50%. And sometimes that percentage is actually a lot higher. You can see that at 70 or 75% sometimes, where other ones are going into drawdown. And that has not been the case for the last couple of weeks. The EAs have been performing quite well, and we're quite happy to see that. Now, if you want to know more about the Profit Retriever, it is definitely a hot EA. You can find more information on our website. And if you're not really into all this trading yourself, setting it up and understanding the robot trading techniques, you can head over to the copy link trading that we also have on our website. It will link you up with Expert4X and Alex in there. And you can find some of our signals and many other traders that are doing quite well also, and see if this is something for you. And that is what Alex has made a video about this particular week here also. He's actually counted the 60 trading accounts that you can copy in on your trading at the moment, and saying the average monthly return is at 18.5%, which is extremely high. Now that means obviously that some of them are making even more. I think some of ours has made up to about 40%, so the top signals there. And other ones are only making 3 to 5%. So there's a very good chance that you will make a bit of profit if you follow Alex's advice. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. We hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you give us a thumbs up, and also leave a comment below if there's something you want to know more about, or if something you want to share. So thank you for today, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.